It's time for 20 questions.
Go now.
That's pretty good. Oh, man. That totally brings the vibe up. We're going to go through some of these. These are random. This is not part of what we're going to do, but I feel like these will be fun. Why didn't you post my tattoo?
Oh, that's a question.
Yeah.
I'm like, John, did they have a tattoo?
Why didn't you post my tattoo? Let's start it off there.
So sometimes it's just like not something that I want to tattoo. And further, that I will do a tattoo that I'm like, okay, I did it, but I don't want to tattoo that kind of stuff. That's why I don't post it. Simple as that. I just like a certain style that I don't want to tattoo. Yeah.
Okay, so for me, it's mostly because I can't take good pictures. And also, I forget.
You just forget to take the photo.
I just forget it. Like, or I just forget to like post it. And then I find this like tattoo in my camera roll like 6 months later. And I'm like, oh, I did that.
Oh, that
So-
happens also that I made a bad picture.
Yeah.
And I'm pissed at myself. And it was a good tattoo. And then I'm like, oh, fuck, it's not sharp. That also happens. Yeah.
How long ago did you apprentice?
How long ago?
How long ago? Yeah.
Yeah, 8 years ago.
8 years ago. Do you have like a formal apprenticeship or anything?
Yeah, my apprentice was very funny. So it was for, I don't know, like a month. I was just tattooing pig legs in the shop.
Yeah.
And that was in a very like gangster shop.
Gangsta shop.
Gangster
In
paradise.
Poland.
Gangsta
In
paradise
Poland.
In Poland, Warsaw.
What is Poland gangster?
Oh man, you know, we don't have guns. We have
Nice.
titties.
I mean, in the
Punches.
90s.
Uh-huh.
In the 90s, there was like a lot of gangs. I
Yeah.
would say like mafia stuff
Yeah.
in Poland, but not anymore.
No. They're still there.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, they're still there. And
So when you
it's
say
just
you don't have any
different.
guns, like literally no guns at all?
So there's a lot of football hooligans and
A lot of what?
Yep.
football hooligans.
Football hooligans.
I don't know what that is.
So it's like
Lucky you.
like literally there's like football teams,
Okay.
soccer teams, you know, like we
Yeah,
have
yeah,
soccer.
yeah.
And there's like soccer teams and they have hooligans. They're like fans, but they're like
Yeah.
fans, but in general it's like mafia. That's
They like
the-
to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
they
love to fight. Yeah.
They just go to the forest. They say, okay, this time, this date, in the forest, and they just fucking fight, man. Like bare knuckles. And that's how they fight for their territory where they do business. It's
Which
Interesting.
sounds lame and is lame.
That sounds pretty badass. doesn't it?
It is pretty badass, dude.
it's
pretty badass.
I mean, like, I think you would prefer to be shot than beat it to death. You know,
I
like
guess
it's nuts. Yeah,
In the forest.
yeah, in the forest. Yeah, and it's pretty crazy. Yeah, and I worked in like I was walking with my portfolio 2 weeks to look for a shop, and nobody wanted me. And finally, this little shop said, "Hey, Shubha, hey, you want to work with us?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'll do whatever. You know, guys, I will clean everything." I just wanted to tattoo so bad. I was in my third year of college, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna finish my college. I'm gonna finish graphic design, but I really want to tattoo. That's the thing I want to do." Yeah, and I started working with them. And it was pretty fun, and I was having an apprentice for like a month, and then I started tattooing on skin, but I was tattooing for free for a long time. And it was funny because I was tattooing people that, hey, I just came from jail. Okay, I just want a free tattoo.
It's even joking.
Yeah. And they're just like, hey, you can tattoo for free? I want a full sleeve. I'm like, okay, you're going to be my notebook.
So
was like
this
that.
is the part 2 of this question, which is the real question. What piece of advice would you give your 1 year into your apprenticeship? If you could go back in time, write something on a little note, just leave it for yourself. What would you tell yourself?
Don't tattoo big pieces. Slow down. Tattoo little stuff that can be easy to cover up. And drop your ego. Yeah, that's for sure. And be humble. And what else? Start slowly, you know, like I started from dot work because I didn't want it to fuck up people's skin. I was thinking already, okay, I'm not a good tattoo artist. I'm just beginning. dot work will be the safetiest.
You're like one dot at a time.
Yeah, one dot at a time. Then line work, then something this. But when I jumped to realism, oh my God, I fucked up somebody's skin so bad that I was like, I didn't come back to it for years. And that was the lesson that, don't jump to stuff that you can't. Realism takes a long time to learn. And I did a design that I was like, okay, I'll do it, And that
Yeah.
was my
I
mistake.
wasn't ready.
Yeah, I wasn't ready, of course. And I would say like don't go big, go small, be humble, and do little stuff that is easy to cover up because you'll think that it's good, but now you'll look at it 5 years later like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's good. It's gonna be.
Good stuff. What would you give yourself?
Well, I would say listen to other people, be humble.
Yep.
Don't be the smartest one. What else? And do walk-ins. Because when I was like actually learning how to tattoo, I was so scared of like those little like Pinterest stuff or like infinity symbols and stuff like that. I turned them all down, like, because I was so scared. And then after a couple of years, I had to do them. And I was like, I don't know how to. Because I only did like all those like tattoos in my style. I never done anything small and simple. So I had to like learn how to do them. Like when I was already like 6 years in a business.
Those tattoos will give you more anxiety
Good.
sometimes.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
You're like,
Walk-ins teach you, man.
Always.
They really do. They really do. We don't have walk-ins in Poland.
Exactly.
So
we don't have them.
No.
what do you
There's
mean?
no walk-ins.
There's no like, there are some street shops, but just like, this is like minority.
Yeah.
Like
It's
most
usually
of them are like somewhere like first floor, like second floor
Yeah.
or whatever.
It's
Like
there's no
hidden.
walk-in culture there.
Yeah.
You make walk-in events sometimes. Now it's coming to Poland that they're doing like walking events.
But nobody comes.
Yeah.
Give me a reality check. How big is Poland? Like compared to one of the states here, what would you say it is?
Oh yeah.
I would say
a good
New
question.
York and Pennsylvania,
Yeah,
New
yeah,
Jersey
yeah.
combined together.
I
All three,
guess
like the
so,
whole
yeah.
tri-state area.
Something
Okay.
It's
like
not
that.
super small, but not super big.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's bigger than Italy, I would say.
Mm,
I guess. I don't know.
it's hard to say because it's
Yeah, it's like
long.
a different shape.
and they have a lot of islands. So
Oh, yeah,
I think
that's-
Italy wins.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard.
Violence. That's what you said. I thought you said violins.
No, I said that it's just like long. Italy is long and
Like
it has a lot of
islands.
islands.
Oh, it's an island. Even
Yeah.
different. Okay.
Violence.
Yeah.
I heard violence too.
I heard violins. Violins.
You know they like to play.
They got
And
more
be
violence
violent.
there. Then I heard violent, and I was like, oh,
Okay.
mafia.
If I had to go back and tell my 1 year self something, I would say they don't know you. I had this thing where I would be at a convention and I would be tattooing and I would think in my mind, the people looking at my book, they would be like, oh man, look, it's Matt. Check it out. Look,
check out his work. Yeah.
yeah, look, that's the guy. And I always thought that that's what they were doing. No, they were not. They had no idea who I was.
Yeah, like,
but
who's
for
this
some
guy?
reason, I just had that in my mind. So, nah, they don't know you.
Wow.
Man. Dude, when I first started doing conventions, I was still working at Big Joe's, and I was doing like Philly and Baltimore and DC and Boston. Those were like the shows that I would go to. And it was like, it was so natural because it was like I was in a walk-in shop. So I was like, oh, we're just walking in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like, hey, what's up, man? What are you trying to get? Like, what's your name? What are you here for? Like, oh, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, let me draw something up for you, bro. It was always like that. And then, like, once TV hit, then it completely changed the dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once I went on TV and did the first thing, it was like, then people were like, hey, man.
How into your career were you when you did your first show?
I was already like 6 years.
Okay.
6 years in tattooing, which is crazy because like I feel like 6 years of tattooing back then is like 3 years of tattooing now,
Mm-hmm.
based on how much like information. It's out there. Like in 3 years, you can get
Totally.
so much,
Yeah.
and you don't have to wrestle with your machine. Like
Yeah.
you can just get a machine that works from day one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Amazon.
man. That actually reminds me. I wish I saved this, or maybe I did. Did I send it to you? There was a guy who was talking about how tattoo machines are dummy proof and you cannot fuck people up now. And he's tattooing and explaining, he's like, I don't know why all these people are saying this. These machines are dummy proof. There's no reason why you should be fucking anybody up. And then all the people in the comment section were like, what are you retarded?
What are you talking about?
Was he messing people up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then people were like, bro, your work sucks, man. What are you talking about? He's like, no, my work is better than yours.
No, it's not it.
Ouch.
Dang.
He's drinking that delusional juice, bro. That delusional
Delulu juice.
juice.
I mean, now you have Instagram. It's like a library now. You see so much. You see
Yeah.
work from everywhere, from the whole world.
Mm.
And you can look so many styles. I think it's really awesome, and people should like use it more for as a library, not like for the fucking whole attention situation, you know?
Yeah.
You can learn a lot from just like scrolling other tattoos and seeing, oh, how did somebody do that? How did somebody do bloods? How did somebody do that texture? I think it's really cool. That's the cool side of Instagram for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you tell yourself, Gabe?
What would I tell myself? What would I tell myself?
Gabe
I don't
spoke
know.
before,
I'll
now
be
he's
honest with you.
quiet.
No. I'll be honest with you. I think I.
Gabe would be like, stop being a bitch. Do that shit.
Never mind your hand pain. No, I wouldn't. Honestly, I kind of like where my path has led me. Even though it's like, what could I tell myself to like accelerate my knowledge or my growth, right? Because still, like, even if I were to try to tell myself something to advance, the tools weren't there at that specific time, Because like we had to really dig for information.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff. So just, what would I tell myself? Actually, I wouldn't even tell myself like all the shit you thought you weren't going to be able to do, you're doing it. Because then I wouldn't want to, I don't know. It's almost like
wouldn't hustle as hard,
I wouldn't
right?
hustle as hard.
Yeah.
I wouldn't fight for it as hard to be like, instead of like, I was always basing my frame of thought of like, I'll never be able to do I always set the bar way higher than what I could reach at. So that when I was always under it, but at one point, you really see a lot of growth that way. So I don't know. Shoot, that's why I'm drawing a blank. Like, what would I tell myself? I don't know if I would tell myself anything. I'd be like, fuck up, loser.
Oh,
Yeah,
man. Mine would be don't get tattooed by any other people you're about to get tattooed that you think you're going to get tattooed by.
Oh, you damn.
I'd be like, save your money
Yeah.
and then get tattooed by the best people.
Yeah.
I didn't do that till I was already like 7 years into tattooing, and I already had a bunch of shitty ones. And that's when I was like, oh, now I'm going to get tattooed by the people that I could actually afford at that time.
Yeah,
but it was
yeah.
like, it was the eagerness of wanting to get tattooed and, working with somebody who's not that great. But like, I ain't got an appointment today, bro. You want to get tattooed? And you're like, hell yeah, I want to get tattooed, bro. Because I just wanted to get tattooed.
Yep.
That's why it's hard for me sometimes to wrap my head around the people that are tattooers and they don't really have that many tattoos. I'm like, dude, do you don't not like tats that much, bro? Because
Right?
I couldn't wait to get tattooed, bro. So as soon as there was somebody who was giving
now?
some free ones, I was like, sick.
This deep into it, do you still feel that same way? Like, let's say you had more free skin. Would you be as eager to get tattooed now?
Hells yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I was like Goro and had like an extra fucking 2 arms coming out of my side, bro. So I can get 2 more sleeves, dude.
Oh, man.
That'd be so sick. Because all the time, dude, you see cool shit that you're like, oh, that's so fucking sick. Why didn't I do that?
There's a lot of times where I'll see a cool tattoo and I can really appreciate it, but I would be like, I don't know if I want that
I
on
don't
me,
want
though.
that on my body.
Yeah.
There's a lot,
I get
a lot
that a
of
lot.
new styles coming out. I'm saving my body for that.
Ooh,
There's
That
so
new
many
wave.
new tattoos. Yeah, the new way.
That new way.
can I go back to that 1 year thing?
Yeah.
I've found it.
He was thinking
Wait,
about
you
it
gotta
the
hit
whole
it.
time.
What am I hitting?
Yeah.
I
Rewind.
found it. So I would and the light bulb went off when you were talking about getting tattooed. I would undo everything and I would start off getting tattooed just like Japanese bodysuit. That's it.
Really?
Yep.
You're like,
Yeah,
you'll
just-
save that guap,
Yep. I'll save my money.
and you're gonna go to Horitomo.
Yeah. And I'll freaking endure the teasing and being like, you ain't fucking tattooed, bro. I'm saving it. Yeah, right. You're being a pussy. And I'll
Yeah.
just endure it and hold it in.
Just
and,
hold it
yeah,
in.
And then finally get a bodysuit.
He'd be like, now what?
Yeah. Bitch.
Who's the bitch
Yeah.
now? That's so good.
Yeah.
That's good. I think this one's really good. Somebody sent this one. HK Trippo. He sent this, and I think that's good. What do you value most? Money, time, or craft?
Craft. Yeah.
Or like craft. I was the same about craft.
Craft. Definitely.
I don't care. Like, I care about the money, obviously, because you have to live. But I just love tattooing.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Same.
I don't care that much about money, to be honest. I can do it for like cheap, as long as it's good.
If it's a cool design,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
Money would definitely be the bottom of the list for me too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. When you got kids though, like time is important.
Time is
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
How many kids do you have?
2,
Nice. What age?
3, and 6.
Oh, cute.
What
Yeah.
about you guys?
Craft.
I'm going to be the center here.
Money?
Money.
Yes, baby.
George
You know why?
Mr. Burns.
This is how it goes for me, right? Without the money, right, I can't have the time to do other things. You know, having the money buys you time. You
How
know,
come?
because we all need money to do things. You know, in my case, I also have a kid, and I have bills, and I have overheads, and I have things that I have to pay. And without the money, I have to do something. So I lose my time. I have to go work to make that happen. So like the more money I can earn for my time, the more time available, free time I will have. And if I have free time, I can put in more time to my craft. So it's like one kind of goes hand in hand with the other in different parts of your life. You know, like you're going to have maybe not a lot of money, but you have a lot of time. So you should dedicate it to your craft to be able to then hopefully increase your money because you're really good at your craft. So like, that's kind of how I see it. It really depends at what point in your life you are, you know, and like, that's like, sometimes we've said this when it comes to like social media and promoting yourself and stuff like that. Like, look, if you have the money, invest in somebody doing it for you so you don't have to do it, you know? But if you don't have the money, you probably have time. So dedicate the time for it so it can be good. And overall, the craft is something that you got to be passionate about. And I feel like I'm very passionate about tattooing. I love it. And it's something that I'll probably do even if I don't have to do it, you know? How much of it? Probably a lot less. But I'll probably love that time that I do it a lot more.
When money is not an issue, you're much more likely to limit the amount that you spend of time doing the craft that you want to do. Does that
That's
make
true.
sense? Did
I think
did say that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I feel like, you know, your pursuits will be different.
Yeah.
You know, once money's not an issue, you're like, oh, then I'll tattoo.
Like I don't have to do this infinity sign. I'll wait for something cool.
Wait for something cool.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna take less appointments.
Even the
I'm
infinity
collecting
sign
stamps
will
now.
learn something. You know, I feel like every tattoo teaches you something. Even something that is not in your style, it will always teach you something.
It does.
Yeah.
I think it does.
I will take everything. I'm like, whatever. If I have a cancellation or something, I'm taking everything. Yeah. Every tattoo will teach you something. And if you have the craft, then the money will come.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like when, you know, that's why I don't get when you're like, people are starting out and they're not like just trying to do a million free tattoos for people.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
you're starting out. You want to be a tattoo artist? Do as many free tattoos as you can so you can get really good at it. And once they're good, then you can start charging for them.
Oh yeah.
Be
That's what
picky.
I did too.
Yeah, you can't be picky in the beginning. Like, what the fuck? You can't be picky. Oh, I'm gonna do this. That. Nah, you're taking walk-ins, and that's your lesson. You know, like that's
Yeah.
real. That's how you learn.
For
You know?
real.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The time for one more.
We got one more.
Let's do it.
Age, sex, location.
Let's see. Oh, this is good. How do you get over being nervous when tattooing?
Drink.
I still don't know. I mean, sometimes I'm nervous when it's like when I'm really excited about tattoo and I really want to do good, I get nervous. Or if it's something that's like really fine line, like when it's a walk-in, that's really fine line, I'm so stressed. I don't know how to fight it, to be honest. I have no good advice. I just wanted to share it.
I think like the easiest way to kind of get, I mean, if you're a nervous person, you're going to be nervous no matter what.
Yeah.
Right. But if you're nervous about something, it's probably because you're not prepared.
Yeah.
I would say that. If you're nervous, you're probably not as prepared to do what you're about to do. Because if like,
It really depends on the person.
yeah, for sure. That's what I said. Like if you're a nervous prone person, you're probably going to be nervous
Yeah,
no
yeah.
matter what, you know? But think about like, you know, somebody that's, you know, like an EMT, right? Or a nurse. They're under very stressful situations, but they're like calm, cool, collected, analyzing the situation to the best thing that they can do. You know, they're like, they might feel something, but they're like, I know what I'm supposed to be doing in this situation. I'm going to go through that, you know?
Unlike
like,
that Secret Service agent.
it was like, where do I put my gun? Where do I put my gun? I've never shot nobody, you know? Oh man, that was so bad.
But I think
But-
that's a good thing when you're nervous because that means that you care.
That is very true. I was going to say that too. I was like,
Yeah.
That means that you
that
care
means that you
about-
give a shit.
Yeah.
That's
if you
smart.
wouldn't be, that would be like, okay, whatever. But like if you're nervous, you really care about the tattoo and you want to do the best you can, you know?
Yep.
And you respect the skin.
Thank you guys for tuning in. And if you guys want to watch the full podcast, make sure that you click up on this link above to watch the full episode of the Honest Tattooer podcast. We'll see you in the next one.